Good morning to all attending to this presentation, seminar, webinar, whatever you want to call it. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. This is, first of all, Luis Martinez. I am responsible for the business of Flow in the Southwest Europe, Northwest Africa region, covering from Belgium all the way down to the Northern African Maghreb countries. The meeting this morning, the presentation that I want to make for you is basically covering two aspects. First of all, most of you, of course, would have already learned and known about Flow. But for those that don't have a good picture, I'll try to make a very, very quick introduction of what is Flow as a company worldwide. And then we'll enter into the main scope of the meeting, which is presenting to you one of our top line machine series, which is Mach 200. Basically called for this meeting as the one broadly used in the stone market, in the new ceramic world, plus the natural stone market. Okay, without any more delays, I want to show you a little bit of what it is Flow and what it is our lead in the market. First of all, just make sure that it is clearly understood that everything we do at Flow is just focused on serving our customers. So we just do everything we can to improve the quality of the products we deliver to our customers, but also help them on solving every single difficulty and problem they've got to really produce a perfect product to their final users, to their final customers. Therefore, we just improve and research not only on our own equipment, but also in the process. Therefore, the customers can use our equipment to the best results all the time. We feel and we strongly believe within Flow that we do not have customers, we have partners. We have long-term partners, as it shows all over the world. Our presence worldwide is basically as it's shown in this map. Our headquarters is in the United States, in the northwest area of the United States, very close to Seattle. But as you can see, we've got presence on all the different continents. Our scope, our main scope is the EMEA region, Europe, Middle East, and Africa. And we've got two main sites in this region. The headquarters, starting with it, is in Germany, close to the Frankfurt airport, 10 minutes down south from the Frankfurt airport in Weiterstadt. And our Center of Excellence, or so-called FTC, Flow Technology Center, it is in Lille. It's in the north of France, very close to the Belgian border. From there, we cover all the Europe, Middle East, and Africa regions. Basically, just to give you a very brief update, we've got more than 15,000 installations all over the world, and we are the sole suppliers of a complete system solution. Therefore, we provide the high pressure pump, which is our core, and we initiated in 1970 the work with it, and we go from there till the very end. We cover all the high pressure components designed and built by us. We produce the controls, the software that works with our equipment. We built up our own machines and most of the ancillaries that go with it. We are, as an exception, the only ASME approved supplier. ASME is a standard that talks about the high pressure components, recipients working on very, very high pressures. As we are producing them all ourselves, we can really follow up the process required by this standard and deliver the best approved product to all the world. We are, and this is another very important characteristic of Flow, we are the only company offered to the market the two technologies of building up pressure nowadays, the direct drive and the intensifier pumping technology. We'll talk a little bit more in detail later on within the Mach 200 presentation of what that is mean. All in all, counting all our competition, we count for more than 60% of the population of equipment all over the world. As I told you at the beginning, our main focus is customers. So we really care about our customers, and everything we do is basically focused on customers. So you can see here in the following slides, what has been the road that Flow is taking all along the time since it was built up in 75. Really, we initiated our work as a company in 1970, but it was already by 75 when we were starting to just commercialize high pressure pumps, intensifier model at the beginning, that were able to cut in the range of 3,000 bar, 45,000 psi. But everything it has been, milestone, as you can see, by developments that would help the customers to produce better parts. One of them is, as you can see there, in 1981, was the Ultra Pierce, which is key to produce good holes in the middle of stone slabs or glass plates, because we assure that we're not going to break the fragile materials. From there, and this is again a characteristic. From there, we have been doing everything we could to really produce better parts. We just went to one that is absolutely a standard nowadays in the market, which is the one called dynamic water jet, that was just avoiding the comparison against other processes at the time, where we were just working with taper on the cutting areas and producing parts at a very low speed. Dynamic water jet was basically focused on that respect and allowed Flow from that year on to really produce perfect parts in geometry and also faster parts. We are talking about nowadays pressures very, very high, more than the 4,000 bar, which is the standard in the industry. And as you can see here, in 2006 already, we're producing pumps that were building up the pressure till 6,000 bar or 94,000 psi. Therefore, all these leading aspects of the technology have been brought up by Flow to the industry. But we didn't stop on the dynamic water jet to produce better parts. And by the year 2009, we launched in the market a cutting head that could produce part cutting inclined with an angle, where we were keeping as well the dynamic water jet concept in there. So on the side of controls, by 1995, we started with Flow Master as the suite of software controlling the machines. That was an important step forward, because we're moving from CNC control equipment to PC control equipment. That suite was further developed with Flow Expert 5 years ago to control the dynamic XD cutting head, as you can see there. So many of these developments along the time have been always focused on improving the cutting process. And also with this kind of a focus on our customers, in 2017, we already launched what it is already now a product proposed to the customers, which is Flow Care. And it talks about a complete maintenance and control of the machine done by Flow. We do believe and we do control our machines and technology that much that we can guarantee the performance of the machines and take ownership of them all along the life cycle. Briefly, the series of our machines, the portfolio of our machines, you can see there starts with Mach 100, which is the point of a start. the very, very simple, easy machine that produces parts perfectly on all different kind of materials and can compete with everybody else in the market. To go to Mach 200, which will be more detailed explained afterwards, we really elevate expectations because we provide a cutting head that produces parts on 5 axes. It was designed for stone, basically for the new ceramics, but it is also used by many metal applications and plastics, okay? And then in our region, the next step is the machine Mach 500, which is the real, you know, I would say overall machine as it can be fit with any kind of cutting head that we produce, any kind of different pump from 3,800 bar to 6,500 bar on dimensions that go from 2-meter base till 8-meter base. Again, coming back to the point I already made, but it is very important, we are providing our customers with a big difference in the market. We are taking ownership of the machines, we are taking ownerships of the machine performance along the time with this Flow Care program, which is available to all our customers. Of course, the main interest of this technology is the multiple applications, the multiple markets that can fit in. And you can see here a very brief scope of all the markets where we are present worldwide. We're present on green energy applications, oil and gas, automotive as very, very high level and high tech as aerospace, IT technologies and electronics. You may not know, but many of the electronic components that you've got in your hands right now are cut with abrasive water jet technology from Flow, as well as in medical, with all the new high developed metals that we use for prostheses and all the other respects are cut with our equipment. Of course, architecture, design, and decoration is a real big scope as well of our products. Again, we are very, very proud to be leader in the technology of abrasive water jet cutting that we took from a very, very basic point many years ago, and we've got it where it is right now, which is at the top of a class. Okay. Well, now, if okay for you out there, I'm going to share with you a different presentation, which will be the Mach 200 presentation. Okay, we are going to introduce you here specifically the Mach 200 machine, and basically you'll be talking about the machine in global. We will be just looking around the machine, and then we'll go to just as we are within the Marmo Mach presentation, and it is dedicated to stone. We will show you how to cut one of the latest demands in the market, which is countertop with bevel edges to produce beautiful furniture and to give a lot of opportunities for decoration in the market right now. Okay, so starting with the video, I'll be just trying to show you or talk to you of what we want to see here. Okay, this is the Mach 200 machine model. You can see that it's a very, very compact model, open on 3 sides to facilitate the work on the machine. That was one demand that many years ago we listened and heard from stone users that wanted to have a very quick access, easy access to the machine. Here you can see the control. There is a roll around control, so the user can take it with it wherever he wants to be at to set up the cutting process. So this machine, it is very, very robust. As you can see here, the frames are solid to give enough rigidity to the concept to work for many, many years. We've got customers working with our machines for more than 25 years and is still producing very good parts. One portion of or one point very, very differentiated to us is that, as you can see here, the tank holding the part, holding the slab, is separated from the construction of our drives. That allows us to produce parts perfectly, no matter the weight of the part in the tank and no matter the temperature of the tank. So as you can see as well, very, very well cared. The drives, they are completely covered with bellows to avoid the intrusion of garnet and mud inside of them and produce very well and precise movements. We are using ball screws, very precise ball screws to locate the machine, the cutting head on the machine. Another thing that I want to highlight for you here is how we just drive the water from the pump to the cutting nozzle. One key issue is to avoid and to reduce the maintenance requirements on these cutting machines. The use of rigid connections eliminate a big source of leak with these systems. Instead of having swivel joints that allow the movement of the cutting pipes, we just use rigid concepts to decrease the maintenance on the machine. Again, you can see that in here. So going forward, and talking about the compactness and the idea of just giving you the more within the less floor space, we have our main control installed on the machine itself. In there, we keep all the big power components to also control the high pressure pump, plus all the cards necessary to produce the movements in the machine. So again, we do not need a lot of additional floor space around the machine. It's just what you see, what you need. Here you can see the hopper or the element that drives the garnet that we need to send to the machine to produce the cut. Is a dual chamber hopper. In here, in the upper side, you can see the loading hopper, which is just not pressurized. And in the bottom side, you can see the pressurized vessel that will send the garnet to the cutting nozzle with compressed air. The frame that you see around is just to hold up instead of a small sacks drop into this hopper, to hold up a 1-ton or 2-ton big bag that will extend the time and the operator can use the machine without reloading. Here you see the arm that is holding the cutting head. And this small element is what we call the mini hopper, which is receiving the garnet from the hopper and delivering it to the cutting nozzle underneath, just using the gravity and the vacuum exerted by the water jet, okay? Here you see another component that we'll see later on, which is just touching down the plate that we will be cutting. Now we'll go back to this roll around console where the software is loaded, the software to design and to control the machine moves. Normally here, the operator will only dedicate himself to work with the machine. Going further, here you can see one ancillary component, which is the EcoFlow, to remove the garnet from the tank of the machine, and we'll focus and concentrate more on our high pressure pump. This is the high pressure pump that I talked to you before. The concept is the direct drive, where we are just going to use the water coming from the tap directly, and this water treatment station to produce the right quality, the right water quality for the pump. and we just pump it up all the way through to 4,000 bar. It's different to the traditional intensifier concept that we can also provide to you if it is really the one you need to use. It is different because there is no hydraulic oil interface. It is a very, very highly productive pump. The use of energy here is fully dedicated to pressure, is not dedicated to build up pressure and heat up oil. It really produces 95% of the energy that takes from the network. You can see here very, very small envelope, very easy to maintain. All the high pressure components are here, signed by the arrow. We are moving 3 high pressure cylinders that work delayed 120 degrees and produce the high pressure water supplied to this small manifold here. This point here is key and is also patented by us, is the pressure valve control PCV that sets up the pressure that you will have on your cutting head. So it's, again, very compact, very easy to be maintained, and very, very reliable. Back again to the cutting head, and this is a 5-axis concept. It's called Pivot Plus. It allows us to cut on bevels, metering parts. That is key right now, again, as I said, on the use of new ceramic world, plus also in some traditional stone markets. Okay, now we are going to show you a little bit briefly, how we work with our software. Our software suite is called Flow Expert, and we're going to present to you here briefly how will be the work, say, starting from a solid model that is already designed. You can design it with Flow Expert or import it from another different CAD system. You will see how it works. Our software, it is fully open, although you can again work with with it to start from scratch. But you can import, as you can see on the library shown on the right-hand side of the screen. You can import many different kind of file extensions of all different main suppliers of 3D software in the world. SolidWorks, Inventor, CAD, AutoCAD 3D, etc. Okay, we'll just choose one job done with our Flow Expert. As you can see there, it is the extension of all the components you need to produce for a countertop, for a kitchen or bathroom countertop. Of course, you need to see the model. You can move it in 3D, and you need to define for a machine what are the parts that you are going to be cut. So that is the selection that the software is doing. And automatically, the software will produce for you a cutting path. This is the one that you see there with lines and arrows that you can also see numbered, that will tell you what are the parts and what would it be the sequence that the program will follow to cut them, both on either on 90 degrees perpendicular or inclined. But you can see what the program is doing. The operator can change the cutting path, can change the process, the sequence, based upon his experience or his needs, because there are always many things to consider. The program can optimize start cutting inclined, but the operator wants to change it to start cutting 90 degrees. So all these kind of decisions can be made on the fly, right on the screen, as you can see, up until you feel comfortable with the job you want to do, and then you just prepare it to be sent to the machine. The machine is going to receive them as a 3D file that will be worked out by the second step of our suite, that is called FlowCAD, and resides within the roll-around console that I showed to you before. There you go. Here it is on the control of a machine, the program FlowCAD that will import the file that you have seen produced before, and we'll just go for it for cutting. So here now we are importing this file that we have produced before. This software keeps all the controls of a machine, and you see here, and this is very important, the only thing the operator is going to do is to select the thickness of the material that is going to cut, to select the material itself, and select the quality. The quality is selected by the color that you can see here, so it's very visual and very friendly. As you can see here, all the cutting lines are blue. Therefore, we are going to cut at a pretty good quality, not the best, but pretty good quality for the purpose. So these are the only three, so to say, actions that the operator is going to take to run the machine. Here is selecting commercial material that is within the library, is checking if the setup of the pump is according to the expectations. This normally is done once when the machine is received, because we're not going to change them all, but it is convenient if for any reason is being changed the orifice size of the mixing tube size, that the operator checks on it. Now it's post-processing. Sorry, I just wanted to complete, is post-processing the job that is prepared just to be sent to the controls of a machine and start cutting. Additionally, I spoke to you about something that we saw before, which is the touchdown probe. It is a device that we are going to see right now, and the functionality of it is just to make sure that the flatness of the plate that we are going to cut relative to the machine is the one appropriate. If we do not have a good flat part, we may not produce a good part if we are cutting on 5 axis, if we are cutting inclined. This product, what it's doing, as you will see right now, is just touching several points in the plate to make sure we know, the program knows the height of the points. And we'll just prepare a very, very flat plate relative to the cutting head. As you can see there, is touching on all these points to control the height. I'm going to just pass it a little bit faster because there are many points to be touched. Okay, you see here how the program is controlling the height and preparing the cutting head to just work on it. Now we're going to start with another different, I'll show you here, another different important component that I already highlighted for you at the beginning is this area here is called the Ultra Pierce. Ultra Pierce is a patented device by us since many years, since early 80s, that it allows us to pierce, to make a hole in the middle of the plate without breaking the material. Very, very, very important. You will see now how it works. Ultra Pierce makes sure that the pressure of a pump, it is the appropriate one at the beginning, and that also makes sure that by the time you are going to open up your water jet, this is going to be filled up with garnet. So you will not just shoot the plate with water alone at the very beginning. Therefore, you can see there, how we are just piercing without breaking the material. In this particular case, it's taking approximately 20 seconds, the piercing of the hole, okay? The cutting job that you've seen we are going to do is plenty of these holes, and we will just make them all first before start cutting with the machine. We'll go also a little bit faster because there are many of them to pierce. You can see how the garnet, when we are piercing, of course, is rejected by the material up until we do through the plate. And that's why you can see here the number or the big quantity of garnet that we've got during this piercing process. Again, very, very important to avoid breaking the plate when you are cutting a job. Without it, you are going to have a lot of chances to just break the plate and therefore lose the material and lose the time with an additional expense. Now we are going to start cutting. And of course, you know, the machine goes to the place where it is drilled the hole and will start cutting from there at higher pressure than the one we used for originally piercing the material. We're making the round hole for the top, and then right after we'll start cutting straight and cutting bevel wherever it is required. The orientation of the head, it is to produce the right cutting, because this head also, if you remember, I spoke to you about the dynamic water jet concept. This head is also producing a dynamic water jet cut, no matter the cut is perpendicular, 90 degrees, or it is bevel, which is very, very important when you are producing big parts, long parts, where you need to make sure that the cutting along the part is always on 45 degrees. Otherwise, you will get different degrees of inclination and the parts will not match perfectly. I'm going to speed up as well a little bit this cut, because otherwise we'll just waste a lot of time, a lot of your time. And I think it is clear that what you want to see is the final product. Now this part is very, very interesting, because this side of a countertop, it has got some of it straight, the one that the machine is cutting right now, but you will see immediately how it goes from that 90 degrees to start cutting 45 without any jet interruption, which makes sure there are no quality changes along the cutting surface. Now it's cutting bevel 45 degrees to the inside. All the process can be monitored and can be seen by the operator on the control on the machine screen. And you will see now how, you know, the operator can see while the part is being cut. There you go. So the areas in pink have been already cut by the machine. And what it is left is the ones in blue. The movements of the head are marked with the dotted lines in green. Back to the machine to keep watching the process and to keep watching the parts while being cut. Is you've got there another meter part, another meter side of a part. You see the separation between parts is very small, so we really improve a lot the material usability. We are not wasting material because we need to separate the parts a lot. So we can make very, very compact and well-nested programs. Just moving forward a little bit, all the parts cut. just reaching the end of a process, you will see now how the operator takes the part out of a machine to compose the final product, to compose this countertop. So taking the parts out, putting them on a working table. You can see the very, very sharp edges, perfectly cut, transitions from straight to bevel. If you remember the use of a touch probe, you can see here the slabs on the machine, which is a real case, a scenario that are not perfect. So the flatness of the part cannot be 100% assured. But with this touch probe, with this height sensor, we have done a perfect job on the part. You can see the cutting surfaces. Now we'll dry them up a little bit for you to appreciate more the quality of the process. There you go. Very nice, straight and clean cut without a lot of marking on the side. So now the operator will compose the final part. Well, there you see the quality of the cutting surface, no matter it is a straight cut or it is meter cut, bevel cut. Here you can appreciate, the composition of a final part where there is a continuous perfect alignment of a 45 degrees parts cut, okay? This is absolutely clear. You know how the angles are perfect all along the sides and are always 45. So there are no points where cannot have a perfect contact along the line. We truly believe, and we can show that to you, our customers, our existing customers can show that as well to you, that the quality of our equipment will just put you on the highest level of quality in your market. Perfect holes, perfect beveled and meter sides. So with our equipment, you'll always be on the leading edge of the technology, and will produce the best parts that can be produced with abrasive water jet technology. We're always there for you and for the innovation that this market demands and deserves. Okay, this has been a little bit the scope of a presentation this morning. I tried to make it fit within the 45 minutes that we were given by the organizers. Right now, I'm open to answer any question that you may have. If you want to write them for us, we can try to explain whatever you may need to have better and deeper explanation, or answer immediate questions. If you want to send us questions, please don't hesitate. We'll just reply to you as soon as possible. But still, we've got a few more minutes if you want to make them live. Okay, well, here it comes one. Oh. You can also put your comments on YouTube. Okay. So either you just join us with Zoom or via the Marmo Mac Restart organization, or you just did it directly on YouTube. You can post any comments there on YouTube, and we'll take actions based upon them, answering questions or giving you whatever the additional information you may need, or setting up a meeting with you to just go more in detail on additional equipment from our portfolio, from our cutting machinery. So we're always here just to serve you. Important is that Flow is absolutely fully dedicated to the hyper pressure abrasive world. We are not doing anything else than that since 1970. Okay. Well, very good. I don't have more than just thank you very much for your time, for your attention to my presentation. Just wishing for you have a very good day and very good weekend, and always to your demands. Thank you very much. Have a good day.